second US na film in Corsica. So, pretty much forced to do this my honestly sort of like guys. But I also work at a startup called I Can Pass Accounting. The what I'll be talking about is my transition from being a student when I was still studying to being a full-time race dev. So hopefully, if there are any junior developers here or students or non-Ruby people or something na gusto mag are there. Kung meron man, hopefully you'll be able to get a job or something. And if you're like full like senior developers, baka nakalimutan nila yung like, paano how a junior developer would think para we can help get more members in the community. Because it's actually really hard to learn Ruby on your own if you haven't had a programming job before. But, so that's basically what we're planning to talk about. So I think one of the hardest things is actually getting to Hello World, and the journey from being a student to being a professional. I'll also be adding, putting some Stack Overflow na yung mga questions ko through the years. And it's really, it illustrates how yung way of thinking ko nagbago while I was learning this. So yeah. So when you're actually starting from, when you want to learn Ruby in the Philippines, most probably you have a Windows machine and you probably never actually done most of the things na it's set up sa Ruby. For example, so this is like one of the things na parang kung ano may career sa I have to install Rails or then do Xcode tools. For somebody in Windows or even if you have a Mac, certain that like you probably would be familiar with that. So yeah. So yeah. So my background in school was HP, CodeIgniter. Ayun. Medyo old school na yun. So there. The reason why it's super hard because is that at each step of installing or getting to actually run a Rails app, there's a problem that you'll possibly encounter. So you have to learn a new operating system, then you learn how to install Ruby, or then you have to manage your version, you have to use a new database, who's probably been using MySQL or something else. For if you want to use libraries, you have to use whereas before you just copy pasted it or something. You use the gem file, and sometimes there are inconsistencies with gem file. When you want to change your database, before I just did like alter table blah 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 blah. Now you use migrations, and before you probably didn't use a framework or the framework was very minimal. Now Rails full blown framework. So I guess what I'm trying to say here is that as a senior or people with experience na parang we know this because we learned Rails but let's just be cognizant that every point in time somebody's making a big what the hell is this? Parang what commands, there's a lot of words that people don't understand while they're trying to learn it. So there. Even if you try to use the tools that have been supplied to make it easier for you to learn, it's still hard because you'll run into problems like this. So I think this is one of my first ever questions in Stack Overflow. I mean, really, if you've been working with Rails for a long time, you know the fix, just do that or button installer or something. But I guess this illustrates yung level of thinking that somebody who's trying to learn Rails has. So yeah. So there. So basically, the point is that for the first part, that there's just so many steps, and I think I already said that just have to, if you're a junior dev, just type lang type. I think tinapos ako ng 5 oras na para lang lumabas yung Rails na welcome to Ruby on Rails. So yun. And if you're a senior, if you're in like yung mga reach training, yung mga gano'n, like, just positive reinforcement na parang, hey, okay lang yan. Yung gem versioning, mga ganyan, parang nangyari din sa amin yan. And I guess when you're, for example, you're pairing with somebody or you're trying to have them, kasi yung from that setup when you're trying to, just let the person type the command. Just don't get the keyboard and type the command for them. Kasi it's, parang kailangan nilang maano yung, kasi for example, for us, it's like, muscle memory na yung bundle stuff, kaya change mode, something, para information. For them, they have to type it so that they learn it. And also, just don't condescendingly tell somebody to Google. Kasi most, just to get to here, you've really done like parang, I'm gonna do this, you type the exact word on Google, stuff like that. Most probably they've done that already. So, I guess it's gonna be a good learning experience for them, but just don't tell someone to Google. Just parang, ano bang ginawa mo, stuff like that. So, there. Because I think this is actually one of the biggest things why people have, where there's so few Rails developers and Ruby developers in the Philippines. Kasi yung learning curve, sa PHP, localhost, paste, yun, nandun na yung app, lumabas na yung app. Ito parang, like, setup, mga shit. So that was that when I was just learning yung first na part. And secondly, so, transitioning na from student to professional. So, once a person gets through the super long process of actually setting up Rails or setting up Ruby, they'll try to actually do things with it. So, I think, for me, if you're trying to learn it by yourself, I actually think that Rails is a bit too big at the start. Kasi when you type the Rails generate, lalabas directory, app, build, mga ganon. So, what I did was to start with Sinatra. So, like literally the simplest possible thing just to make me happy na something just went out on the screen. So yun. And if you're also reading yung books or stuff to learn Ruby, they'll advocate testing first. I actually think that's really hard to advocate because not only do you need to learn RSpec, you need to set up your editor so that you can run RSpec fast. You need to set up the preloader, or if you don't set up the preloader, then sobrang tagal mo sobrang tagal ng feedback loop pag nagte-test. Then you have to learn textures or factory. So you have factory version, you have to learn another DSL. And there's a bunch of things that can go wrong because you have to environments that you have your dev in your test. So there, I guess since so yeah, like instead of trying to learn something, instead of trying to learn some big thing in a short amount of time, just have to compartmentalize it and do it one by one. And I think na kasi people on program parang huwag ka mag-memorize ng mga libraries or something like that. But I actually think that there's some merit to memorizing parts of the Ruby API. Kasi you sort of sometimes try to implement something that's already implemented in active support or something else. So there. And also at this point, if you're alone, I guess it's actually every time you think of a question, if you spend like 30 minutes na or something trying to solve it, just ask the Stack Overflow, ask somebody for how to solve that problem. Because I also think that that's one of the, when I'm speaking with people na want to learn programming, they really just, every time, parang nahiya sila magtanong. So yun, so yung ito yung sura nung pinakauna kong app na ginawa sa Ruby. So this is just the front end. For school, we have a pageant, and basically this systematizes the pageant scoring thing. So this is the front end. There's a back end in Ruby. Yeah. So gumanon. Hindi man ako na-stranded sa hindi man ako napag-grade sa school dahil hindi gumanon yung So stuff learned, good, one at a time. We start from Sinatra, Hello World, add a database, add Bootstrap, add a session, add some Ajax, yung HTML, ating Hamel, yung CSS, let's make it as CSS, then I think jQuery pa to eh. jQuery, gawin natin CoffeeScript, then for computing the scores, use the Ruby enumerable methods, which I tried to implement, pero parang meron palang mga ganun. I mean, and finally, when you need to present the reports, you use prawn. There. I mean, probably Rails will do most of this, but you learn it from sobrang malayo ka na agad. Like, you might get overwhelmed na, kailangan ko gawin ito, blah, 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 blah. Ito, wala ka ng models directory eh. Parang, review mo na lang sa mismong function, sa file, nandun na lahat. Ayun. So, I mean, so, the second part is workarounds, because there's a part where in programming na you think that it still makes sense to follow the library, but may limitation pala siya. So that's something that you learn at some point, which a junior developer, somebody who's learning Ruby, is probably thinking na, oh, yung library, gagana lang ito. But actually, there's a point na it won't work. So there. And if, I guess this is the point wherein, if something hurts na, or something is too big, this is when you'll learn to refactor things into classes and use the design pattern to solve these problems. Because if you're starting from Rails, naka-refactor na siya agad eh. It's already controllers models, stuff like that, migrations. But if you start from Sinatra, you're starting from a big thingy that you want to simplify. So, okay, I'll extract this model, extract this the calculating point to sync to class, stuff like that. So, yeah. So here are some of the questions that I asked during that time. So, as you can see, medyo sabog. Kasi, like, literally every time na I was stuck, since you have nobody to talk to, or you're learning it by yourself, you'll ask, how do you set Sinatra session? How do you array gagawin mong hash? Little things na you take for granted now, but when you're still learning, you just ask and ask. So I guess when you're trying to teach somebody how to program, or when somebody's asking us for help, like, just tell them that it's normal to Google like 100 times a day or something. Yeah. Yeah. So there. So after the Sinatra thing, which is the first app ever in Ruby, may parang hulog na just na dumating, which is Caesar. And kasi parang isipin nyo, at this point, like parang 3 months, 4 months na akong parang nagkukul na ako nababaliw every time may error na hindi masolve. Tapos may PM na Facebook. I'm organizing a short body training na yan. Nung dumating yan, parang okay, let's go there.
Power.
I mean, it might seem like an inconsequential message lang to Strad or to Lester na kasi pumunta sila doon eh. Pero parang for me, like okay, Stack Overflow. You can ask these programming experts how to some questions about career stuff. So ano ba? So ano ba to? Yeah. So I guess yung just continuing on the previous point, whereas before we're just learning gems essentially, we're learning data mapper, prawn, and stuff like that. You begin learning some technologies na. So Git's actually really hard in the sense na it's such a freaking complicated user interface na Git add. I mean, if you look at Stack Overflow, the top 10 questions from like 4 user on Git. Like, there's somebody there, how do you delete a remote branch? Parang Git push, delete original. Parang sinunod na ako 600,000 tips. So, like 600,000 people or something actually forgot how to do it. And yeah, so we learn Git, we learn most of Rails, each of the directories, front end, Vim, some point, because I think I'm the only Ruby developer ever that used NetBeans in Ruby. So yun, so you transition from NetBeans, di na kinaya ng computer, sometimes di na kinaya ng computer ulit, tapos Vim. Factoring, RSpec, faster tests, AngularJS. So you just one at a time. Because if you're trying to learn Vim along with Rails or RSpec along with Rails, patay ka doon. Kasi it's like, yun na eh, DSL na naman eh. Kasi each of these things, they have their own concepts eh. Para siyang quest log. Para pag pinagsabay mo yung mga quest, yun. Sa memorizing naman, well before, you memorize yung, I mean not exactly memorize, at least read the API. I think it's a good idea to keep on making a simple app again and again. So, in my case, it was a task, I think it was a to-do list thing. Yeah, I think it is. So, at Task Manager, I think I did this like 5 times. Parang, kailangan magawa in 1 hour. CRUD, buong CRUD, then it has design. I didn't do it, I have to do it again. Parang, ginawa ko siya na ginawa until it actually worked. Because the reason why this is important, I think, is that you want to be super comfortable when you're actually coding in Rails. Kasi it has a certain way of, it has to be like this, it has to be like that, redirect to something, take path, or something like that. It's super constrained na, I mean it's not exactly super constrained, there's the Rails way. So you want to get acclimatized to that specific way. So while it may sound like an exercise in fidelity, I think that if somebody wants to learn Rails, I'll probably move up to ask them, just try to do this one simple app, like 5 times, 10 times. And if it really sticks with you and you know yung in and outs from basic tricks, then you're trainable essentially. So yeah. Yeah. So Meetup is your own Stack Overflow. Kasi whereas before na you have to pose your question and wait for people to answer, and then you're just gonna ask them what the solution to your answer is. So as a junior, I guess if you don't understand something, or you go to a meetup and you don't understand what they're talking about, which happened here, or sa akin, like, you just write it down and research it at home. And if you want to learn the Rails way, or if you actually just want to learn the Ruby way, because ang naalala ko pa, like, shifting from PHP to Rails, you just get rid of the for loop. And I was really thinking of that for loop the first time I did the Sinatra app. Parang, for, ganyan. Then there was an each, and there was map, and there was collect, and those different functions. And as a senior, just be nice. Just practice nice. And every time somebody is gonna ask you for something, it's really uncomfortable for a junior dev or student to ask somebody na, uy, paano ba to? Kasi parang ginagawa mo sa sarili mo, parang, I don't know what this is, can you help me on that? So every time somebody asks you, just explain the concept in a nice way. Kasi it's not, ayun, di ba? Parang everybody was a junior naman at some point. So yun. So it actually feel like in a meetup, honestly, I feel like it's better if the senior initiates the conversation with the junior. Kasi yung juniors like, ang hirap pumunta dito, punta ka first pad or something, I don't know anybody. But, I mean, if you reach out to the, maybe they become members of the community, right? So, good. Yeah. So, yeah, naman ng Diyos, nakapasok tayo sa first pad. So, I guess this is the first, if you're hiring somebody from a school or somebody from another language or something, this might be the first time to experience a PM, a QA, possibly a designer, possibly clients, and a bigger dev team. I mean, how many, realistically, in college, how many people have a project na 5 kayo or 6 or something? So there. So for us, I mean, like, parang just because yun na baka first time yung nangyari sa kanya to, ayun. So, whereas before na I was thinking na, kailangan ko lang maging magaling na kailangan ko lang matuto mag-grades or just be good in programming to become a developer. It's not actually that. So yun, you need to think in terms of different hats, like QA wants to make sure na gumagana lahat kahit edge cases or design or dev team, parang just don't commit na wala lang. Parang dapat ayusin yung mga commits mo, stuff like that. So, yung parang cohesive na commit, stuff like that. And yeah. So, the third point is that you want to act professional, not necessarily yung kailangan mo to ng professional, stuff like that. But just act na, but just do your job or just talk with people, just be nice to people, basic stuff like that. Fourth point, in terms of memorization, this is no longer explicit. You don't exactly need to memorize the whole freaking API, but it still helps in terms of when something goes wrong. Ano pansin ko sa mga magagaling na programmer, they know where it's wrong eh. Kasi they have this feeling na most probably this is the problem. Parang nag-start na ba yung process na to or na-update ko na ba yung ganyan, stuff like that. So I think na when people say na part of the code or parang gusto mong kailangan you just know what you're doing, this is actually what it means eh. Na he's memorized the entire stack or he knows a lot about the stack na when there's a problem, he knows that baka staging data di pa na-update or baka may nakalimutan ka lang include na library or something. So yun. So I think I'm still learning this honestly. Still have problems in terms of responsibility and stuff like that. But I guess yeah. Yeah. It's actually pareho lang. Even if you're learning from zero to it over, or from now that you're trying to learn the Rails way, and you're trying to learn how to become a better developer, not just in programming. It's just the same thing. Like learn things one at a time. Things that there are some things that are faster when you memorize it, and yeah. Yeah, so ito na yung mga questions. So, actually wala na halos questions eh. Those of the questions are like super, parang edge case na award yung sa device. Like, sobrang medyo edge case na yan. Or architecture questions or mga maaarte na tanong lang talaga na edge case na. Because if you're in a company, you can ask other people or you're actually getting better at some point. So, yun. So there, I think we're done. So I guess the summary is that for us, if we're a junior dev or a student, that while Ruby is really fun, it's just normal that the first time setup is a big pain. And for seniors, like empathize with the guy, parang okay lang yan. may dulo rin yan. And for at all points in your programming career, learning things one at a time is really very important. To the point na you don't need to do the most technically correct way at the start. I mean, we always say na refactor or tests first. Pero how often do you actually really completely, even while learning a new library, do tests first? I mean, you can add your tests later, or you don't add them because you want to. But yeah, for memorization, either intentionally or unconsciously, kasi it really helps at some point. You just have this cache in your memory na, maybe there's a function for that, or there's a known error, or there's a known issue with that, with an interaction with those two libraries. Okay, so as for me, that was my first time to actually present in this. I had a lot of fun. Kasi you're reading your old Git commits, you're reading your old Stack Overflow questions, and thinking, so stupid yung question na to. But at that point, parang sobrang fun niya. Parang can't believe I got stuck here for an hour. But actually, yeah, I mean, it's the pain. It's the pain of being a programmer. You get past that pain and you learn more. You get more. So yeah. So yeah, hopefully we got to learn more about the insights of how a student thinks or a junior dev thinks. So let's get more Ruby devs to join this group. So, yeah. Good. So I think that's basically it. So this is my name. I'm Daryl. I work at FirstPad here. My startup's called ICTA. It's accounting for the exam reviewer for students. So that's ICTA.ph and that's my GitHub. So that's it.
Any question?
Any questions about yeah.
How long have you been doing Rails so far?
My first line of Ruby was around August 2013. Then I think the first line of Rails that I did was around October 2013.
Okay.
It's actually more than 1 year, to be honest. But yeah. I think the first commit actually in Ruby was that I don't wanna. The app was already working, so I don't wanna destroy any possible interaction. I think the first commit was commit on that.
Yeah. I remember when I was starting out, I was trying to learn Git, and I didn't really understand Git, and I would make commits and I would break the code, and they would get frustrated at me, and I would be thinking, oh, it's just tough because no one really teaches you Git when you're starting out, but yeah, it's over the years you look back and you're like, yeah, you pick it up and you're like, oh, you wish someone could really help you with certain things, and yeah. But I understand Git is kind of hard. I understand why it's the most Stack Overflow. Yeah.
I think the thing here is even if you like try Git website or you yeah, even if you go learn it in a course or something, like it's not really the same as you're literally typing the thing. Because
Yeah.
I mean the error messages are so cryptic. Like the part about non-fast forwarding where you have to pull the thing first. That's like for us right now it's simple, but for somebody that has this, so any other questions?
None? All. Thank you.
Thanks for